Mr. Murphy?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and to Chairman Markey for bringing this legislation before us today. You know, hopefully sometime in the distant future, if I get to live long enough, there's going to be a time where I get to sit around with my kids and maybe even my grandkids and tell them what I did when I was here in Congress to make the world better. And I have a feeling that if we do our job right over the course of this next week and the coming months, that I'm going to be able to tell the story about being here this week for this markup. And frankly, the spirited resistance from our Republican friends will be a big part of the story, because if you look back on the history of this place, almost every transformational act passed by this Congress, whether it's Medicare, civil rights legislation, or major environmental legislation, has encountered stiff, unbending resistance from those who jealously have defended the status quo. And I appreciate that opposition, because 40 years from now, when I tell that story to my grandkids about being here, when we passed legislation that cleaned up our air, that unleashed the power of renewable energy and all of the jobs that come with it, and that broke our country free once and for all from the chains of foreign oil, the story of how it happened will be a testament to the fact that doing the right thing is rarely the easy thing. And over the course of this markup, I hope to tell a little bit of the Connecticut story. As you know, Mr. Chairman, we are one of 10 states that have already participated in the nation's first cap-and-trade regime. And my message is pretty simple. It can be done, and it can be done right. We have allocated the vast majority of our allowances in New England and in the RGGI program to renewable energy. And the reason is because we know that there is no cheaper, no more quick, and no more cost-effective way to save consumers money and to reduce emissions. Energy efficiency investments pay for themselves, typically saving $3 for every $1 spent. And it has been part of why we have been able to keep prices stable under our own cap-and-trade regime. And it's also why I'm proud to have helped craft a provision in this bill to make sure that the energy and efficiency improvements that we make will be spread evenly between those that use home heating oil and propane, as well as those that use gas and electric. This is simply a fair means of allocating our energy efficiency allotments, and I'm happy to have worked with the chairman on this. We've got a lot of work to do this week and in the coming months, but our experience in Connecticut, I think, can point the way towards successful energy reform. And in doing so, I think we'll all be able to look back on this time, maybe even this very week, as a groundbreaking and transformational moment for our country. I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy.